Hey, I'm Jennifer Morrison.
I'm Jeff Stoltz, and we are accepting Stephanie Herman's challenge
in support of ALS.
Thank you. You know, I think about these things when I'm visiting you.
Oh, that's so nice. I appreciate it. We kind of like have like a little lady essence happening.
And it's got, you see through it.
Yeah, it's like naughty and nice.
Of course you would notice that.
Yes. Yeah.
Jennifer, I'm a man of detail. But we hear you recently went on a great trip with your college girlfriend.
I did. So 4 of us lived together in college, and we lived in apartment 3C. We went to Loyola University, and I actually named my company Apartment 3C so that every time I saw that written on anything, it would make me smile because these girls are just such good girls.
That is so great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And did you go ziplining?
We did, yeah. So we finally, after 5 years, we couldn't believe it had been 5 years. It felt like it'd been like a year maybe.
Oh, no.
And
You're
yeah,
not
that's me
hanging
ziplining
right.
upside down.
Wait, is that in Colorado?
No, this is in Whistler in Vancouver.
Hold on. Why are you hanging the wrong way?
Well,
you
I
go
just
upside
decided
down.
it might be more exciting that way.
Yeah.
It was actually really fun. It did not make for good photos, however, because that happened to be the zip line where they had someone taking photos from a tree somewhere.
So it's the back of your head.
It was pretty much just my ass.
Hey, can I see that picture?
I have like an entire zip drive of me ziplining upside down. It's like, well, that's just my butt. But
so great.
But we had such a nice time. We all got together and we went up to Whistler and we had wine and had nice dinners and got to catch up and hear about all their kids, and it was really nice.
Whistler's gorgeous too.
So beautiful, and I just didn't realize how much there was to do up there even when it wasn't winter. So it was nice to be able to, you can go up the gondola and go point to point, and then you can go zip lining.
You can have sunset cocktails in the gondola, I think.
You can just have cocktails pretty much everywhere.
Just have cocktails everywhere.
You have cocktails everywhere. and you're big on Twitter, and there's quite a bit of buzz about you on Twitter. And one thing I love is that you're doing this 101 Day Smile Challenge.
Yes.
Well, you post something every day that makes you smile. You like encourage other people to do it. What are some of the things that make you smile? What are some of the things that you've posted?
Everything from like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to fun things that happen on set. So yeah, there you go. That was a couple days ago.
That does look delicious.
T, who takes care of us on set, made me that sandwich unexpectedly.
Now, what's the one of you laying there with a hat on?
That one was that I slept in my own bed every night for the whole weekend in LA. So for me, if I get to New York,
does that never happen? Tell us, Jennifer.
This interview is going in a whole different direction.
Do tell.
So yeah. Wow, am I rushing? Yeah, so because I live between 2 countries and 3 cities, between New York and LA and Vancouver, it's very rare that I get several days in a row in any one of those beds.
Right.
Yeah, so,
I understand.
So I had, I think, 4 nights in a row in my bed in LA.
You know what I love? You reeled that one right back in. And we got to take a quick break. And when we come back, Jennifer's going to give us a scoop of who's really behind Dory Brooks' ice. Well, that is from Once Upon a Time. And, you know, you're in your 4th season, by the way. Congratulations to that.
Yeah, thank you.
And that is Elsa from Frozen. She has arrived.
Yes, I have a friend.
You have a friend now. But what is your relationship with her? Is it contentious? But are you?
Well, initially, when she comes to town, she's not sure if she's in danger, and her magical powers go out of control when she's afraid. So a lot of, the snow monster happens, and all these crazy things happen. This is my life, by the way. This is totally normal for me. And so initially, she seems potentially dangerous, and then this episode that aired last week, we kind of see that we realize she's just trying to find her sister. She realizes she's not in danger with us. We realize that as long as her magic isn't out of control, we're not in danger with her. So we kind of team up to try to find her sister. We also stumble upon another villain along the way, which is the Snow Queen.
Oh, the Snow Queen.
Yes. So there's a lot of icy trouble going on.
So she's an evil Snow Queen.
Yes. Well, I mean, you'll see over time what her intentions are, but she's definitely going to cause a lot of trouble for all of us.
And now, will Emma and Captain Hook finally get busy?
I always automatically blush when we're talking about this.
Poor Hook. He's always so misunderstood.
He is. He is misunderstood. You know what? We're really trying. I think it's a really fun take on trying to start a relationship because we're trying to start it amidst all these crises. So it's like he basically says, oh, our first date is the snow monster and our second date is the ice wall. And then, you know, so we're going through these crises and trying to get to know each other through all of that and trying to figure out if there's a way to have romance amidst all of the things that we have to take care of in Storybrooke. But we're definitely trying. I think they're both characters who have made some terrible mistakes in their past, and they've overcome them, and they're really trying to be the better versions of themselves. And Hook is really showing up for her in certain ways and has made sacrifices for her in a way where, for the first time in a very long time, since Neil, who she loved so dearly, she's risking, you know, being vulnerable.
Okay, well, you can follow these storylines on Once Upon a Time Sunday night. She played Emma Swan in the hit series Once Upon a Time. Please welcome Jennifer Morrison. I love your boots. This is very SJP at the Met Gala. I don't know if you saw, but
I did not see that, but I always wear my shoes for you. You know
I know, and I appreciate it. I really do.
What do you wear for me?
The dress is for you.
The dress is for me. Okay, I like it. I like it.
We just recently had our top teacher week around here.
Yes.
And your parents are retired teachers, is that right?
They are,
What
yes.
did they teach?
So they were both music teachers, and they do still teach a lot of music. And my dad, Mr. David Morrison, was Teacher of the Year in Illinois in 2004.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
So if your dad's the Teacher of the Year, do you feel a lot of pressure as a student, as his daughter?
Well, and I was his student. So yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people ask me, like, was that tough socially to have your parents as your teachers? Because my mom worked with my dad. Right. And yeah, I mean, I was already kind of a weird kid, but that was my fault. So I don't know that it really affected anything because of that. But I wouldn't trade it because my dad was really one of the most incredible teachers I've ever had. And his way of teaching and the things that came into my life because of that are just priceless. So,
did you play an instrument?
I played clarinet.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, in the marching band.
Wow.
Yeah, so my dad had a nationally competitive high school marching band for 30 years.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love a marching band.
Yeah,
I love those
it's
competitions.
really, I mean, it's phenomenal. I always say it's kind of like Best in Show, but with marching band instead of dogs. Like, really specific, intense world where it's like...
I mean, the things you have to know how to do, not just playing the music, but just moving in formations.
Oh, yeah. It's like kind of modern art moving on a field with a symphony playing and girls spinning flags and throwing swords. And
see, when I was in college, we had the Ocean of Soul. That was our band, and our band was actually better than our football team.
Well, oftentimes that's
people
usually
came to see the band.
Yeah,
I mean,
funny you say that. We did have a bit of a situation like that for a while. When I was in high school, our varsity football team won 1 game in 4 years. But we
how many titles did the marching band have?
Well, a lot.
Yeah, right.
Now, for clarification, our college team was not that bad. Okay, you cleared it.
But one day, the defensive coach took over as the head coach, and he had sort of been watching and going, you know, the marching band, like, practices more than us, and they have this system down where they're, like, winning all the time.
And they have fancy costumes.
And they have fancy costumes. They didn't change the uniforms, but they kind of, my dad sort of ended up conspiring with the new coach, and they came up with a new plan, and they sort of worked in tandem. And the band really supported the football team, and the football team really supported the band, and my dad would go and give, like, inspirational talks to the team before they go out on the field.
That's incredible.
And they started winning. Like, they ended up within a year winning the state championship.
I love that.
Hold on. Within a year, hold on, within a year they won the state championship after winning 1 game in 4 years?
Yes.
I want your dad to be like a motivational speaker here at work, at Live.
Yeah,
like, we could all,
he should come.
We go out there and we're like, we can do it today.
Your dad should be hired as a consultant for the NFL.
Probably. He has this amazing amazing way. I actually wrote an article for Darling magazine about it. He has this amazing way of taking something huge and breaking it down into really surmountable little parts, you know? So instead of feeling like something is impossible, like if you look at a whole marching band show, it feels impossible. It just seems crazy. When you break it down into one chart at a time and one measure at a time, and you figure out how to build from there, you can do that in so many other things in life. So I feel like a lot of his students were impacted so much more than just music, because they were taking those skills into their life. And then that ended up applying to a team sport.
So cool. We're going to take a commercial break and talk about Once Upon a Time when we come back. More with Jennifer Morrison. So cool. I love it.
We are back with Jennifer Morrison, star of Once Upon a Time. Now, you started your career as a model.
As a child model, yes. I feel like I don't want to take credit for real modeling, because real models are like 5'10" and, you know.
I think you could have easily been a real model, but you broke your television teeth in commercials, right?
I did, yes.
Do you remember your first commercial?
My very first commercial was for Beanie Weenies. I don't know if those exist
Oh, I
anymore.
love Beanie Weenies.
What's a Beanie Weenie?
It's a little, it come in the...
It's like pork and beans with little hot dogs in it. And it was a 60s inspired.
I was a
I had
kid who
no
loved to eat.
childhood.
Don't judge me.
Well, I never had a Beanie Weenie in my life,
You don't know
and
what
now
you're
I
missing.
feel so sad.
We did a lot of dancing. We did this little, like, 60s dance to the song. We were like, Beanie Weenie, Bo Weenie, Banana Fana, Fo Feenie, Fee, Fun, Mo Weenie, Beanie Weenies.
Oh my God, that's so
That
cool.
was you? I'm amazed. Again, you were also in the Rice Krispies commercial.
I was in a Rice Krispies commercial, and that, they had those commercials where they said, what are your Rice Krispies saying to you, or something like that.
Oh yeah, we had to listen to
Yeah, and I went, it says that 3 strange dudes will come into my life. And then Snack, Crackle, and Pop slide down the banister and go, who are you calling strange?
Well, let's compare that performance with, we have that commercial on tape. Yeah, we do. Yeah.
They say that 3 strange dudes will come into my life. Hey, who you calling strange?
That's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
I just remember thinking it was so weird that the milk was glue. Because they can't have milk sitting on set all day, and then the Rice Krispies get soggy, so they put it in glue. I don't know, I probably shouldn't tell you that.
That breaks my heart.
Trick.
Sorry.
So you didn't have to eat any of the cereal, I take it?
No. They didn't make me eat glue.
Now, we love the work you do in Once Upon a Time.
Thank you.
I really do. But your character, Emma Swan, she's going to a darker place right now.
Yeah. There's a whole thing that's been going on. We've been sort of exploring this idea of not everyone being entirely good and not everyone being entirely bad, that there is a lot of gray zone in all of our lives, and that you're not entirely a villain or entirely a hero.
I would think that the daughter of Snow White and Prince Charming would, of course, rebel. Wouldn't that be a big shoes to fill, right?
Yeah.
You would want to rebel against that?
And you know, she's had a rough go of it. You know, she was raised in a bad version of the foster system. There are great versions out there, but she did not have a good go of it. She's had a lot of things that she's worked very hard to overcome, and she's been overcoming them until this point. And then when she finds out that her parents had done something so dark in order to make her good, because in the storyline, basically, they take the potential darkness out of her as a fetus, basically, and put it into another person. And so she's so mortified that her existence has damaged someone else's so deeply. And so we've sort of played with the idea that there's like an emptiness in her where that darkness was taken out, and that it's just being like that, the rage and the hurt and the pain that she's pushed away all her life is now just pouring into that empty place. So that's sort of like she's sort of looked pale, and there's sort of red around her eyes. It's like that darkness pushing in that space in her. And so it's been kind of cool as an actor to get to play around with that, because I've always had to sort of save the day and do the right thing and figure it out. And all of a sudden she's like, no, I'm pissed. Like, these things are upsetting. I've never dealt with these feelings. And she's got this maternal instinct to protect her son. And so, of course, when Henry's life is in danger, that's what pushes her to do something darker than she ever thought she was capable of. And eventually, you know, ultimately, and we'll see this in the last couple episodes of season 4, but they rally around her. Her family rallies around her. Her new friends in this town rally around her. And she does end up having the support to push past and overcome the darkness that came into her from this moment. But But there will be more challenges ahead, for sure. And now that we've sort of tapped into that darkness, who knows what's possible.
Well, we will stay tuned for sure. Make sure you check out Jennifer Morrison and Once Upon a Time, which airs, of course, Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on ABC. Jennifer Morrison, everybody.
We are here right now. Everyone's excited because Jennifer Morrison, the lady in red and star of ABC's hit show Once Upon a Time. Thanks for being with us on GMA.
I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy you're here because we're going to get a little inside scoop on the season 4 finale. Say it ain't so. Is it over again?
I know, but you know, it'll all happen again next year.
No, thankfully. We're happy to hear that. And you guys are known. I'm a big fan of the show. Your season enders really often have major twists and turns and kind of set up the next season.
Yes.
Can you give us any ideas?
I can say that this season 4 finale will not let you down in the sense of having a big cliffhanger as usual. I am not allowed to say really very much about it, but what I can say is anyone who's at Comic-Con will get a little sneak peek.
Oh, at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
The thing that's interesting is about that I was reading in the research that I think I am allowed to say is sort of how the tables have turned.
Yes.
And who you thought was evil, no longer evil.
We've been on this journey looking for the author to try to help figure out if a redeemed villain can have a happy ending. And in the midst of that storytelling,
And can a redeemed villain have a happy ending? What do you think?
All can find a happy ending. I think that, you know, I think that life is complicated and no one's entirely good and no one's entirely bad.
When Snow White goes to the dark side, you know life is getting complicated.
Yes, the author sort of writes the villain version of the book, and everyone ends up in flipped positions. And so we get to see the dark side of some of these heroes and the light side of some of these villains.
So as you're wrapping season 4, what's next for you? Will you work this summer or just enjoy?
I just directed a short film that was at the Tribeca Film Festival, so I've been in town doing that. Thank you. And then I'm about to go to Bulgaria to shoot a film called Albion Rise of the Danon. So I will be away filming for a little bit, and then I'll go back to Once Upon a Time for season 5.
Will you make sure you take some time and relax and
I'm
enjoy your summer?
I'm definitely trying.
Wow.
I just did a photo shoot for Good Housekeeping in Barbados.
Pictures are gorgeous.
Oh,
check
thank
out
you.
Good Housekeeping. Amazing shots of Jennifer. And guys, check out the season finale of Once Upon a Time. It airs on Sunday at 7 Central, right here on ABC. Thanks for stopping by. Guys, Jennifer Morrison.
Where is he?
Yeah, can't talk right now. I'm driving.
Okay, well, I just wanted to check and make sure you were on your way to pick me up.
Yeah, it's quite possible. Who's this?
Jennifer.
Jennifer who?
Jennifer Morrison.
I would know you from...
Really? Well, I mean, I'm on the show Once Upon a Time right now.
Never heard of it. What else might I know you from?
Oh my God, I was on House for years.
Wait, you were on a house? Come on, what are you, an actress or a roofer?
I am on my way to the Some Girls premiere, and you're coming to pick me up, right?
Take it easy. I'll be right there. Hold on to your potatoes. Hey, listen, we just need to make 2 stops. I need to get gas, and I need to get some coffee.
Wait, what?
The coffee's more important. I think we could get there on the gas that we got.
I really need to get there on time, and we're really late
I think
now.
I missed a turn. Oh, hold on.
But you know, you don't have to do anything illegal.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah?
Where are we going anyways?
We're going to the Some Girls premiere.
Hey, we're gonna pick up some girls?
No, the movie Some Girls. It's called Some
You
Girls.
want to see the movie Some Girls? I really wanted to go to that premiere. How did you get tickets?
Well, I'm in it.
You're in the movie? When is that?
When is it? It's right now.
Wait, hold on a second. Out of the road, you jerk!
Okay, all right. I mean, just be careful. It's okay.
Well, with all due respect, Miss Jennifer Morrison, I don't come back there and teach you how to act. I don't need you to come up here and teach me how to drive my car. Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, boy. Oh, that don't look good.
Look, there's smoke coming out of the engine.
I know, I can't see with all the smoke. Whoa, that's not good.
Well, plan B.
Hey, what are you doing back there?
An email address or do you tweet?
I don't love going to premieres anyway.
Yeah, me neither. Hey, who's that redhead?
Great. Well, thank you for the time. Your show is a complicated show about that kind of ties real world with fairy tales. Can you talk a little bit for the audience, prep them for what to expect?
We always look at each other like, who's going to tackle this?
You take it.
I'll just chime in. Yes, I've been saying it's as if every fairy tale character ever written actually exists. and is existing in a universe of its own where happy endings are real and they're really go on forever. You know, forever after is really forever after. And they've been cursed, and that part of the curse is that they're living in reality and they don't know their true identity. So that's how you're mixing the reality and the fantasy, is that those characters are living amongst us. And it is fated in our storytelling that there's a savior that's going to come back and reverse the curse. So we have all sorts of interesting things going on in reality.
Your character, I was gonna start with you,
Sorry.
but anyway, your character is definitely iconic, and then it's Snow White.
Yes.
But your character is all new.
Yes.
How did you feel about sort of assuming that character in this world?
It's been exciting, and then I'm a little jealous of her.
Well, because Jen's, you know, Jen is the well, not Jen, Emma,
Yes.
the character she plays, is the daughter of Snow White and Prince Charming, the long-lost daughter. And so she is actually our only truly original character. And she is the new,
Fairy tale.
she's the new fairy tale. She's
I'm
the new
full-blooded fairy tale,
yes.
you know, with my Prince Charming and Snow
Yes.
White mother, but
But she lives only in this modern time place that we call reality, that you and I call reality, even if it's not the reality of the fairy tale characters.
right.
So it'll be really interesting to see what happens when the worlds merge.
Yeah,
If they
because right
merge.
now I don't exist in Fairy Tale Land, because everything we see in Fairy Tale Land on the show is a flashback. Because according to the curse, it's not existent anymore. So when we do see that world, we're getting flashbacks to tell those stories and fill in the blanks. And I'm not in any of those flashbacks, because as soon as I was born, I was passed
You're
to
sent
reality.
away.
So yeah, I mean, there's sort of like hints that eventually someday, if the curse starts to reverse, that I will be somehow present in Fairy Tale Land. And so what that looks like,
And it'll be like the future fairy tale land. and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sort of, you know.
Yeah. We spent a lot of time with in flashback with your version of Snow White.
Yes.
And there are some differences from what we'd expect of Snow White.
Sure.
And not only that, but you go through some emotional journeys, even just the pilot.
Yeah.
Oh my God! How is that? Number one, doing the sort of differences on the Snow White, the maybe more feminist version.
Well, we
That's the
did.
way of putting it.
No, we tried to. I mean, we modernized her in many ways because we wanted to make her, well, relatable. And unfortunately, as obsessed as I am with all of those Grimm's / Disney princesses, I do think that, you know, I mean, women have just evolved just socially.
Yeah, their role
so
in
many
society
ways.
is so
Yeah,
different now.
It's so different that you know, those characters are truly unrelatable at this point. But also, I think that we had the leeway to explore the sides of the character that you don't know, because we're not telling the Snow White story. We're not telling the stories. How do you put that? It's not the timeline of the story that you know. That is not the story that we're telling.
Sort of filling in the blanks of what you don't know from
Yes,
the
what
stories
happened
that you've
before,
always
what happened
heard.
what happened after, what was happening off screen or off page.
We're making this sound really complicated. It's really simple and straightforward, but we're managing to complicate it somehow.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.